as chairpersons of this particular Happy Hearts, that is coming to an end. They are saying that it is time to hand that over to someone else. If you twist their arms, they may change that attitude. But anyhow, they have shared with me and they shared with others that they would like to give this to somebody else. Somebody else might be in this room. So if that is an interest of yours, you can talk to Jim, who's already left the building, or you can talk to Artie or Helen, or you can talk to Dick or Dot, or if you can find me, you can talk to me as well. So would love for that to be a part. If that is an interest of yours, we can do this together. It's a lot of fun, a lot of hard work. Not every week you're out here for between 9 to 5, but it's a lot of fun doing the servant attitude. Artie, would you like for me to hand this on? Ruth Ann, would you like to have a prayer with us here today and bless this food? I'm coming to you.
Let us pray. God, we thank you so much for this time that we can be together and worship you and enjoy the food and enjoy the other people. And just be here with us and bless the food that's being prepared and bless the people that are here. We thank you. Amen.
So as you have been told, just stay put. I have a feeling it's coming around to you.
Is it still on? It's on. Hey, I have a couple of announcements while we're delivering the plates. Brian, do you have the YouTube of the Charleston Sound Choir? It's their performance from when they went to a competition. They are our program next month. I've already got reservations. People have been calling already. I don't know how they found out about them. But Brian, I sent Brian a YouTube, so he's going to play that. Real short clip. He's trying. He said I sent it. It was made for a phone, so it's going to be skinny. It's not going to take up the whole screen. So that's next month, which is September. September, I think 26th. September. October, we are not in this room. We will be upstairs in room 213 and 214. There is an elevator right down this hallway. It takes you right up to the door. Our performance will be in the sanctuary, and it's going to be the Plantation Singers. And since Lynette said, since they're going to be in the auditorium, in the sanctuary, she's not only bringing the Plantation Singers, she's bringing her whole Plantation Choir. So that will be Chick-fil-A just like last year, because we won't have use of the kitchen because of the marketplace. So let's play this, a little tidbit. Next month, though, they're doing the history of barbershop 101.
Charleston Sound Chorus!
Okay, just to interrupt for a minute. Everybody got served, right? And did those with to-go boxes get their to-goes? Am I missing any to-goes? Okay, all right, thanks. Enjoy. Okay, Jesse is going to start playing and entertaining, so y'all can still eat, chew quietly. No, I'm teasing. That salad is quiet. Where's Linda Fields? There she is. Hey, y'all, Linda has had a time, and she and Mike came special for Jesse. Linda has missed many, many months. Her sister had an accordion, and when her sister passed away, she didn't know who to give it to. Where would this be the best use? Guess who got it? Jesse. Yep. Yeah, she has not been for many months. She said she was not missing today. So, back by popular demand, we will let Jesse get started now entertaining, and he's going to be on the piano, on the accordion, singing. He's a man of many talents. So, let's give a hand to Jesse, and everybody be attentive.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me? Now I have to tell you, I actually did not bring the accordion. So I thought we would have a piano morning, so I didn't. I've been traveling all morning, and I'm going to be traveling all afternoon, and you can't leave an accordion in the car. The heat is really bad for it. So I thought, well, we have a piano today. So now I'm sad that I did not bring it. I will tell you this, that accordion has now moved on to a young man. He's borrowing it from me and learning how to play the accordion. So part of your sister's legacy she will be inflicting another accordion player on the world. So hopefully she's the kind of person who would like that. But I am glad to be here. It's always good to see you. And as you know, the way we kind of do this is I'll play a few songs, but if there's something you particularly want to hear, feel free to yell it out, and I will try if I can play it. And sometimes if I can't play it, I'll try it anyway. And that usually doesn't go as well. And sometimes I'm smart enough to say, I just can't play that. So, we'll do.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, my brains, we're all in the same boat. Okay, I have this to-go box in my hand that I was fixing it to go. Oh, Sandy Meals. That's it. Okay, I got it. It came back.
Okay, now go fix it quickly before you forget again. crooning along is allowed. So if you feel the urge to sing, please sing. Dancing is also allowed because this is not a Baptist church. So if you want to dance, that's fine too. If you're here and you're Baptist, who I know at least one of you are because I've already met you, we won't tell. Oh. microphone? Your microphone? Come up here. We have a story.
I was playing What a Wonderful World on my little Facebook Sunday night concert recently. So I looked up Louis Armstrong, Satchmo, as he was known during the jazz era. But this song was written, I think, in 1967, later in his life. And it was during one of his moments of poignancy or just not the normal type music that he wrote. But he died 4 years later. He didn't live long enough to know the impact that this song was going to have on the world. So I just thought that was an interesting story about him.
I think a lot of things like that are like planting a tree. It's like you may not live to see the tree, but you're doing something good. It's like that's a great way to think about that. Just because it's like, I'm never going to see anything come from this. Whether you see it or not is not that important. So I'm 58, and I have been doing this a long time. And so my target audience has kind of changed over the years. When I was a little kid, about, 6, 8 years old, 10 years old, I used to go play for nursing homes and things like that. And I was playing songs like, A Bicycle Built for Two, and 5'2" Eyes of Blue, because that's who was in the nursing homes then. It was in the retirement age people and that kind of stuff. And then one day I was playing, and I was an adult, and somebody came up to me afterwards and said, "You realize those songs are a little too old for us." And then every once in a while, I have one of those realizations. I was playing at the hotel, it had been 3 months ago, and somebody came up and asked me to play for a song for their 50th anniversary. And they said they were married it was about a year ago. They said they were married in 1974. But people celebrating their 50th, how many people in here celebrated 50 years? I know some of you must have. Yeah, you're married in the 70s. That's not that long ago. And the older I get, the less long ago that seems to be. So sometimes I have to change my music because people say, we don't remember those songs. Here's a good song for people who've been married 50 years, or maybe less. going through lyrics in my head. Thank you. That's called Your Song. Your Song. Yeah, I can tell you the songs. I'm sorry. That was Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. I want to say Bill Withers. Y'all probably know better than I. Bill Withers. Before that was I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables. And before that, my mind doesn't work that way, so I hope you remember, because I don't. I played Chances Are, and I played When I Fall in Love. So this one has a good story to it. Several years ago, I had a lady at my church. This is the Methodist Church in St. George. I had a lady come up to me, and she says, "Jesse, for my 94th birthday, I want you to play a song for me in church." And I said, "Miss Peggy, I will play any song you want me to play." What do you say to Doc? I will play any song you want me to play. I'm thinking she's going to want Amazing Grace or How Great Thou Art. And she said, "Layla." I said, "Derek and Dominoes?" She said, "Well, I thought it was Eric Clapton, but that might be the same one." I said, "It's the same one." So I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to do about this, I got to play this in church because I already told her I would. So we put it in the bulletin in honor of Miss Peggy Jones's 94th birthday, because it's like, I'm going to get in trouble for this. It's not a bad song. It's just, this is not the kind of song you normally play in church. Well, I have been playing it for her birthday ever since. And this past Sunday, I played it for her 101st birthday. 101st? 101st birthday. So here it is. And so before you struggle in your mind, you will be familiar with the song. But there's a part on the end that's very different than the rest of the song. And you'll be going, now what was that you stuck to the end? It is also part of Layla. It's all Layla. So... Yes, ma'am. I do. Let's see here. But I don't know it in that key. I don't know what key I know it is. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me a second. Got it. That sounded better. Are there any engineers in here? One. Do you know what sympathetic rhythm is? I think that's what it's called. It's when things get to vibrating in the same pattern. It's why when you go across the bridge, you can't march, because all the men marching will get the bridge bouncing until they tear the bridge down. That's the true thing. You have to run across the bridge separately. This music stand has a sympathetic rhythm. You see what? Can y'all see that? So that period right there, that doom doo 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 doo. If I end up playing in exactly that same period, it reinforces it. It starts to really bouncing, which gives me an added degree of difficulty up here because the keys start moving. So I'm going to blame all my wrong notes today on that. Yes, ma'am. Sweet Caroline. Where'd you have your hand? Gospel song? I think I know that. Okay. Now, there's a rule to this. I will play this. You have to sing. drag this one out some part of my brain. I am not positive this is going to work out. Goodbye, world, goodbye. That's the song I actually want at my funeral. That'd be good. Yes, ma'am. The Entertainer. Okay, I'm going to play. This is actually some of the soundtrack to a movie y'all might remember called The Sting. And the entertainer's in here. I'm going to play instead of just playing the entertainer, I'm going to play a few things. So what you're going to hear first is a song called Solace, and then the entertainer, and then there's a little bit, I want to say it's called The Easy Winners, but I'm not positive. They're all Scott Joplin songs. Great soundtrack, great music. is too bad I am not getting paid by the note today. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Last Date by Floyd Crane. Good choice. That's good. That's a good. I already promised you one. I'm in arrears here. I told Mr. Frank that I'd play a song for him. So we're going to have 2 songs. Is that right? 2 songs. There you go. And I will also say this. I'm always sitting down when I play. I play usually a grand piano wherever I'm working, at hotels and stuff, at church too. And I realize that because my pedal leg is my right leg, I'm standing on my left leg the whole time. I'm not used to standing. And sometimes when I need to get up here, y'all will see me. I never thought about having to slide down on the bench. It's like, well, if I'm standing here, I kind of got to do this. I also found a little Jesus up here. So if y'all need to find a little Jesus in your life, look around. There might be some little Jesuses to be found. Everybody needs to find a little Jesus. Wait a minute. I'm not actually old enough to know this song. I don't know that. Last Date by Floyd Kramer. Is that when it was? Yeah, I told you I was too young for that. And Mr. Frank asked me for this when I first came in. So, a little bit of Orange Blossom Special. If I can get my chords here, right? I'm gonna actually start this off with a little bit of a railroad song. So, we'll get to the special here. This is a little bit of audience participation. If you were Baptist, I would ask you to clap, but I don't know. Sometimes the Methodists can pull this off, sometimes they can't. And I can say that because I'm Methodist, and I have 3 Methodist choirs. I don't let them clap. But your line is, just to watch him die. That's all you have to say. This song has this nice part built in it. So I get to rest up a minute before I have to do that again.
Oh my goodness, I won't ask for reviews. That's a 1 out of 5. That's a 5 plus. So if I, yeah, it's a 10. So just let me share with you really quickly. First off, in the middle of your table, there's a happy bucket. And if you have a, couple bucks or something you can put in there, that would be great so we can continue this entertainment. And please listen up. As you look outside today, as I mentioned, there's some dark clouds. And the good news is it may have lifted just a bit, but at times you find yourself in a dark cloud. So just a couple 5 things to think about. Number 1, when you find yourself under a dark cloud, turn to God. Number 2, lean on your community. And that's what we're doing right here today. And then next, number 3 is practical steps. Avoid isolation and get out and amongst fellow Christians. Number 4, encourage daily. So seek one another, encourage as you look out. Each and every day you find some opportunity to encourage one another. And then 5, serve others. So acts of love, helping others, being a bright light. So you find yourself under a dark cloud, don't stay there. Just look for a way to serve some others. I got a whole Sunday school lesson on this. If you want to hear more about that, just book me, if you will. Yes, ma'am, you're in charge. Oh my goodness, this is great. And again, what a great program. This has actually been one of the best in quite some time because everybody's remained in place, has listened, and has been respectful. So this has been awesome. And actually, my wife is kind of in love with this guy, so break it off. Come on up here.
Okay, final song. Everybody sing, and then we'll clean up.
I'm going to put that in a better key.
Okay, 3.